Today I'm going to take a look at Furpection and see if it's actually a great way to earn by giving your opinion about mobile sites and websites and applications, or if it's actually a waste of time. And, my name is Michael from paidfromservice.com, and I have tested hundreds of service sites and user testing sites, and in this Furpection review I will show you exactly what you can expect from this specific platform so you can easily find out if it's worth it for you or not. Before we start, if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about how to get the most out of paid service and get paid to sites. So the first thing about Furpection that we'll look at is what country you can actually join from, because that is honestly a little bit confusing. There is no specific information that I've been able to find anyway with the list about it, because it kind of depends what kind of countries or companies that are looking for feedback for their websites and apps at any current moment. So it's a little bit difficult to say, but in the sign up process, I'm in the middle of it here just to show you. You can see that you can just choose basically any country here, and then if you choose a country where they don't have any tests, you will just be told, sorry, we don't have any. Or if you have, then we'll be taken inside, and I will show you a little bit more about how that looks after. But it's just to say that unfortunately I can't give you a straight answer about which countries you can join from or not. You would have to go to the website and start signing up, and you don't get to this until after you have actually given your email and created a password, which of course is a little bit strange, but that's how it is, the setup of it currently anyways. But if you, after having watched this review and tutorial, think that it sounds like a fun way to earn, then you have to go here and see if they have anything available in your country, because as you can see, you can kind of choose any country during the sign up process. So once you have actually been told if you can join from your country or not, then the next thing you do is to take what they call an onboarding Furpection like mission, because in here it's a little bit different than many service sites where you can get paid to share your opinion, because here it's more like user testing, mean that you test websites or apps and give your opinions about it, and you can see I have completed this onboarding mission. So once you've done that, you have to wait for a few days to be told if you actually did it correctly, or if they can accept you, because they have companies that pay to get feedback about their websites, about their apps, and they want to make sure that you actually do a proper job. So what it is that you just like see a website, and in the test it was, for example, I'll just jump here. During the test, I had to give some feedback about this specific website, and I had to take some screenshots of it and upload it, and write what my initial thoughts were about certain topics about it. So that's kind of like the basics of how this test in general work here. And it can actually be kind of fun way to test websites and apps and give your thoughts if you like writing a little bit about it. So it's not just like yes/no questions or things like that many services are. It's more like where you give your thoughts and opinions about it, and you need to then do screenshots of it, and they will explain you during this onboarding process how to do that. So overall, that is how the mission works on Furpection. And if you think it sounds interesting and fun, then I can only encourage you to actually jump on there and try to sign up and go through this onboarding process. I think this, if you don't have much experience and first need to learn how to do the screenshots and things like that, it probably will take you like 10 minutes to do. For me, it took like less than 5 minutes. But it can be a fun way to see if you think it's interesting. Personally, I think it can be an interesting way to give feedback in a different way and earn a bit extra. But you of course also need to know how you can then get your earnings out. And I jumped to the FAQ section here, because it very clearly says it here. You can get paid via PayPal or Amazon gift cards. The only thing that you need to be aware of that you need to have earned equivalent of what is around like 20 euros. Here they mention euros in the FAQ section, but you need to have earned that to be able to actually request a payout, and they only pay out once per month, so it's not like instant payment. So you have to wait a little bit. You just need to be aware of that. So overall, like okay, payout methods, the threshold could be a little bit lower in my personal opinion, and of course it would be nice if they didn't just pay out once per month. But again, it's not a huge deal if you actually think it's fun to do these tests. I would say that overall, Furpection is kind of like an interesting, fun way to give feedback about websites and apps, and they actually pay fairly well for each test. Usually around like $5, €5 per test, sometimes more. But of course, also a bit more involved. They usually takes a bit longer than just surveys, and you have to like sit and write actually feedback and not just choose some options. That is different, and it can be more interesting and fun. Of course, there are not like a huge amount of tests all the time, so you just need to be aware of that. That depends on the country and your profile and all these things. So just be aware of that. If you would like to actually have the opportunity to get paid like daily for sharing your opinion, then survey sites are a better option. And I'll leave a link below this video to my website where you can find some of the best survey sites in your country. But I would say overall, as an extra side, to earn a little bit extra once in a while for sharing your opinion about this, I think Furpection can actually be a fun way to do it, and a very interesting way, and it's easy to use, and this whole onboarding process gives you a very good idea if it's for you or not. So if you have any doubts, then jump on there and see if your country is available, and then do this onboarding process, because then you will know if it's for you or not. So if you want to know even more details, I have a full review of Furpection on my website, paidfromservice.com. I will leave a link to that below this video, so make sure to check that out, and also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about online survey opportunities and get paid to sites.